Girlie, how are ya? Come here. It's a nice girl. Let's see those teeth first. Yeah, good girl. You're so silly. You're so silly. Ugh, gross. The horses and I have really been loving this unseasonably warm weather we're having. I have been dragging my feet a little bit on finishing Tiny's shed. I've had some problems figuring out what exactly I'm gonna do with the wall and the door. But after rolling it around in my head for a little while, I think I would really like it if I just took it down completely.
Hey, little girl.
I'm juggling a lot of different things this week, including trying to get the halter on this little girl. I'm also hoping to get some more footing laid out before we get snow later in the week. There's always lots to do around here, so I'm just gonna kind of play it by ear the next couple of days and chip away at the inside of this shed. I thought about leaving part of the wall and these shelves in, but in all honesty, I'm probably just gonna build my own shelves once I get this thing insulated and the new floor in.
What do you think, old boy?
Sparkler has been here long enough that I'm starting to introduce a few of the horses to her.
Look at you two.
Frisco doesn't quite care for her, but he goes out on his little walks around the property every day and he seems to always just want to say hello to her. I have a feeling that she is a little bit too sassy for him now. They are fine on opposite sides of the fence, but I don't think I'm gonna put Frisco inside the pen with her. When I went in for lunch, I did decide to check on Tiny down in the basement.
What you doing, sleeping? You just snoozing? Pretty nice spot you got right there, girl. Sleeping? Ooh, you are tired. See you later, Tiny.
Tiny seems to be pretty darn happy in the basement, especially now that we have the heat turned on for the year. If she doesn't want to come outside yet, I am not going to force her.
Frisco Bill.
Since there is still a little bit of grass out here, I'm only letting Frisco out for a short period of time and we're gonna bump it up over the next week or so. I think it is important for him to get out and stretch his legs. He doesn't need a track system, but as soon as I get this little palace for Tiny finished, I'm going to set something up so Nigel can get out too. Huckleberry is still diligently doing Tiny's supervising duties.
What do you think, buddy?
While Tiny would be fine in here without any insulation, especially if she keeps coming inside the house at night, I was thinking this building is the perfect size for me to test out a few things like this recycled denim insulation. I hate the fiberglass stuff and I'm looking for an alternative to redo some parts of our house. So far, this stuff is super easy to use. It is a little bit dusty, but it is definitely not as toxic as the fiberglass. When I set out to revamp this chicken coop, I was convinced it would only take me a day or two, but it has really stretched on for quite a while. I'm trying to make it as fancy as I can without being too expensive. I also have to balance my time between projects like this, getting all of the horses everything they need, and getting the new Mustang halter broke. It is kind of nice to have things to jump back and forth between, but this week I am prioritizing the shed so it can get done and Tiny can move in. After putting up all the insulation, I am so glad I decided to take down that dividing wall. Most of the horses are fine left to their own devices, but one of them has gotten a little bit sour. I'm not spending enough time with him.
Zig. Give me the cold shoulder.
With this space so much bigger inside without the wall, I'm thinking I might be able to store some tack over here as well as feed for the horses. As far as feed and supplements go, I really don't have that much that I feed the horses. Besides Frisco and Nigel's special pills, the other horses get pretty simple hard feed. Prim is going to start getting some mare and full feed in a few more months when her needs are a little bit higher. But for now, I should only need to have 2 big bins of feed for the horses in here. I wanted to put a relatively nice floor in here for Tiny, but also for myself. I really like this Pergo flooring. This is actually the first time I have installed it myself. They had this old barnwood looking color on closeout, so I got it for 75% off. It ended up being right around $1 a square foot for the underpad and then the flooring itself. It ended up being the same price as the cheaper brand, but this stuff is way nicer. The only problem that I had with it was I didn't buy the right kind of tool to cut it. Since I really wanted to get this flooring done, I just used my tiny chainsaw to fit some of these pieces. I am enjoying doing little improvement projects like this, so I think I am going to have to invest in some more tools for the future. There are a few things that I've been wanting to purchase that I've been holding off on until the big sales hit in a couple of days. For now, I have everything I need to lay the rest of this flooring down, and I should be able to finish by this evening. It's not terribly difficult work putting the flooring in, but crouching down all day on my hands and knees really took it out of me. The next morning, Tiny was patiently waiting for her breakfast, but she wanted to stay inside. I've been taking Huckleberry on little walks or ranger rides around the property every morning. I'm hoping this will make him figure out exactly where the property lines are and where he is and is not allowed to go. For the most part, Huckleberry is supervised when he's outside, but in case he slips away, I want to make sure that he knows which property is his. Huckleberry is not as fit as he once was, so often he needs to catch a ride the rest of the way. With the horses fed, all I have to do is grab some breakfast and then I can get back to work on Tiny's shed.
Okay. Flooring.
With the flooring all secure, now all I have to do is seal around the edges because it is a floating floor. I did a pretty decent job installing the floor, but there are a few pieces on the edge that I would prefer have a clean cut. So today, after my morning session with Sparkler, I am going to go into town and pick up some supplies. You guys know me, I'm always on the hunt for a bargain. I didn't find any building supplies at the restore, but I did snag these really cute dishes for Tiny's new shed. I was hoping to find some material to finish the inside walls of the shed, but I don't know that they're gonna have what I'm looking for today. I did find a few boxes of this decorative weathered wood. It would have made a really nice accent wall along one of the sides, but this was priced about $2 less than what I can get it for new, so I didn't pick it up. I took you guys to a different restore a while ago, and this one is closer to my house, and it seems like their prices are a little bit high. They did have some interesting things that gave me some good ideas as to how I'm going to finish the inside of the shed. They had some good deals on larger pieces of furniture, but that is not what I came in for today. I wanted to check out to see if they had any finishing supplies, but it looks like they were all relatively expensive and pretty close to full retail price. I think my best bet is going to go into the real store and buy everything new so I can get just what I need. After Tiny's shed is built, the next thing on my list is going to be a permanent little tiny barn for Nigel. I found a few things that could work for that, but I decided to just get the bowls for Tiny and call it a day. For anyone that's wondering, these are vintage Crocs, and I think they're going to work really good for food and water in the shed. Since I did drive all the way into town, I decided to pop in the Goodwill and see if they had anything I needed. I ended up deciding to just get OSB and plywood for the inside walls of the shed. That pretty much took all day, and then the next day I had planned to move some footing while the silicone on the inside of the shed dried. I needed to seal the floor, and I didn't want to waste any time dilly-dallying. Sparkler has been getting little sessions this whole week, but I am saving all of that until her Sunday update video. The floor is not really up to snuff, so I want to fix this before I seal it. After a few test cuts, I can redo the last few pieces of flooring in the shed. It did seem like today I was having a lot more things distracting me than usual, though.
Old boy. Hey, Peter. Watch out, you'll get shocked, buddy. Hi, Pete.
Eventually, I got the floor all situated. It got backer rod in it, and then I sealed it with the silicone. After fetching Frisco Bill, I could get to cutting and placing the inside walls of the shed. I did some pretty decent calculations, but my measuring was a bit off for a few things, and it looks like I am running out of daylight.
Come on, old boy.
I know you guys were really excited to see Tiny outside, but the truth is she is just not interested in coming out of the basement. We've got 3 other cats that have been hanging out inside the house, and one of them is Tiny's predecessor. When she started asking to go outside the other day, it just seemed like the right time.
Uh-oh.
She wasted no time in claiming the little shed for herself. I have not shown this girl very much on the channel because she did not live at the barn. She is a pretty serious mouser, but she has been a house cat for the last couple of years. We had some pretty close neighbors in Montana, and she did not get along with their cats. Now that we have a lot of space to roam, she can finally be let out of the house to wander and explore. Out of all of the cats, she is the one I am the least worried about. She has moved with us several times, and we've actually owned her longer than we've owned Huckleberry.
Oh.
While she was exploring, I found a piece of old fence that I had not seen before, even though I've walked through here hundreds of times. Charlotte is a lot like Tiny. She basically just follows me around outside.
What are you doing? Eating trees? What is that?
I caught her scarfing down a plant that I thought was mint, but it turned out that it was actually catnip.
What are you doing?
She scarfed down several mouthfuls of catnip, and then she was off exploring again. It was really nice to see her so happy running around outside. Charlotte was an outside cat when we got her. We actually purchased her for one of the barns that we used to caretake for. This girl loves her duties as a barn cat, but she loves the luxury of coming in with her humans as well.
Come on, let's go.
Right as I thought her catnip was starting to wear off, she got a burst of energy and went to go check out the hay pile. I'm going to be really interesting to see if Charlotte and Tiny will be able to share their barn catting duties. I think it may take a little while for Charlotte to get back in full-time mousing shape. Even though Tiny has been in the basement for a few weeks, I think her athletic ability is still above that of Charlotte's.
What are you doing? Charlie? It's all right, old girl. Charlotte?
Charlotte has been around a number of horses over the years. but she does not have nearly the experience that Tiny does around unhandled, possibly dangerous ones. I'm really hoping that this girl can keep her head on a swivel and keep herself out of harm's way. If I want to get the shed finished, then I better stop messing around with the cats. This girl is going to have plenty of time to explore and settle into the new ranch.
One, shut it. Charlie.
This girl about gave me a heart attack when she casually strolled through Sparkler's pen.
Charlotte.
There are a lot of similarities between Charlotte and Tiny. Charlotte does listen so much better, and she'll follow me a bit better than Huckleberry. I don't think I'll have any trouble with these two girls getting along, but I do want to get Tiny situated in her shed before there's too many smells of other cats in there.
Oh, Nigel. You missed him?
I ended up buying a whole bunch of red cedar shiplap to line the shed in. Unfortunately, after researching how I was supposed to install it, I found out that it is actually really irritating to cats. The same thing that makes it smell really good and keeps the bugs and mice away really is not good for cats to be around. I got just the plain walls up, so this shed is completely enclosed now. I have one panel that I need to do a little bit of trimming, and then I can put back up. One thing I completely forgot about was the door, so I'm gonna have to do that later. I am feeling pretty good that I've got the horse feed inside before our first big storm. I got these super handy wheels for the feed bin so I can slide them around as I'm fixing up the inside.
Hello, Charlotte. Hello, girl. Your hole's covered. Where you going?
Now that Charlotte is cleared to come outside, she has been accompanying me when I feed the horses or when I come out to do chores. It has been really cool to see her explore outside after being inside for so long.
Mares. Come on. Come on.
I've got so many more plans in my head for the cat palace.
Come on.
I need to get some shelves built so I can roll the feed bins underneath them. Obviously, I'm gonna make some little beds for Charlotte and Tiny. I'm thinking that my plans to do the walls are maybe going to have to wait until spring. It is just not quite warm enough for the things I have planned. My main priority was getting all of the chicken remnants out of it and getting it insulated for the winter. So it feels really good to finally have it done.
Charlotte. She's being crazy. Stewie.
Sparkler was not a fan of Charlotte exploring in the trees. It is possible that she has never seen a cat do this before. I also know that out on the range they do have quite a few mountain lions. And even though this girl is pretty small, I'm sure it triggers some kind of survival instinct in Sparkler. I never noticed it before, but this whole area is covered in wild catnip. I'm thinking this is really gonna help these cats stay a bit closer to the older homestead building and all of the horses.
little grouch. Such a grump.
If you guys want to check out this girl's update for the week, tune in on Sunday at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Thank you so much for watching and stay tuned for the next video.